it's Tuesday morning. Today we're switching to pitching. So we're going to do a Monday morning hitting lesson. On Tuesday mornings we're going to start in with pitching workouts. And so from our pitching philosophy, we approach it from three places: stay tall, stay back, and stay close, right? So everything feeds off of those kind of three concepts in a pitching delivery. There's a lot that go into those, and the thing that we're going to focus on today is head position, which we also do in hitting a lot, also when we pitch. And so we're going to focus hard on staying back. And what does that mean? That means keeping our head behind our midline until we touch, behind or at my midline. So when we're looking at Vin's going to do the drills for us today. When we do this, we want to try and keep our head behind our belly button until we land, and we're going to be anywhere from at to slightly behind the belly button, okay? And so we're going to do two simple drills that are going to help us work on this. And the key part of our body that we want to focus on, besides our head, is going to be our front hip. All right, we want to have a good lateral move toward the plate with our lower half. We want to think about our front hip taking us out along with our lower half, with our head and our upper body staying back. Very similar to when you hit, right? Very similar. We're going to start off with towel drills. And so Vin's holding the towel. And when you do this right, guys, especially our younger guys, you want to hold it on your fastball fingers, right? So you got your two fingers. He's going to drape it right over those two.
So I got it small ways, fold it in half again. Now I'm going to take my fastball fingers, which is my pointer and my middle, and put my thumb right under. I'm going to make sure I'm right in the middle of the towel. I don't want to cheat. If I use this end of the towel, I'm cheating myself and I won't be able to get out, or I'll be too far and it won't be a true snap down with the towel. So.
All right, so Vin's going to start off facing. Now, if you guys have the ability to get a tire, get anything, if it's something that you can reach out for, it helps you reach out further. One of the things we want to make sure we're doing with our fingers is really getting out with it. And so when Vin does this, his goal is going to be to hit the top of the tire. I have a red cone sitting right here. So this is a reminder for Vin. So it's not just until I land, but after he actually throws the ball, throws the towel, we want that head in all of our drills to stay right in a straight line to the target, right? So we're throwing around our head. So when he finishes, his head should be right over the car, okay? But he's trying to hit the top of the tire. So he's going to rotate, he's going to separate, and then he's going to finish. Let's get to that good rotate position, Vin. So he's rotated, separated. And so when he's separated here, you can see his head. When he does this drill, it's over his back hip. A lot of young players, when they do this, the head gets too far forward in the drill. You want to feel the head rotate back over the hip. And you can see the back, the towel, his hand is above his elbow, almost at 90 degrees. Right? All right, so right from there, let's take 4 or 5 and stop at the top. Go ahead, Vin. Perfect, right? Head's right down the cone. Head's over the hip. And he's just getting the top of the tire. 2 more. Awesome. 1 more time. Awesome. Okay, so after this drill, we're going to go to a slide step drill. And so when we do the slide step drill, this isn't about being quick to the plate, right? So all you pitchers who are on the big diamond, who are holding runners, this is not about being fast. This is about being able to feel your front hip, really isolate your front hip, get your lower half out while feeling your head back. Okay, so as Vin does this, he's getting out with his lower half and his front hip. His head is going to stay at or slightly behind his midline. Still shooting from the top of the tire. Still shooting to keep his head on that red cone. Let's take 3 from here, then we'll do 3 from the different angle.
Good.
Perfect.
Again, if you guys are too close and it's too easy, challenge yourselves. Move back, see how far you can get out.
Really good. as you guys are watching, see how his head stays right on that straight line of the plate. Staying right on the red cone. Perfect. Didn't get the tire. Head's right on the red. You did?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
The camera will tell us after.
Yep.
Go. Hip.
Awesome. So we talked about self-talk again with drills.
Hip.
You may or may not have heard it. Just before Vinny went on that, he said the word hip. Right? Just to remind him to feel his hip get out first. Right? Make sure your hip takes you out. All right, so Vin's setting up. We move back. We're about, from the tire, we're about 45 feet away. So right now, Vin is going to do the exact same two drills he did with the tower. All right, so he's working with it. He's going to think the same way. Our red cone is here, keeping his head right on it. As he comes back and stops at the top, making sure his head is right over his hip. Take 3 of these. Good job. Alright, so let's go to the slide step, alright? Okay. Really good. So then, one thing these guys don't know, I don't know if you remember this. You were 10,
Yeah.
and I went down with Big Fin.
Yeah.
Remember going down to Moglen, and we did like a pseudo, you don't remember this?
I
We did like a
I
pseudo
remember a
lesson in
little
the
bit of
outfit,
it.
remember that?
I remember a little bit of it, yes.
Yeah, I was 30, I think, and you were,
It was like 9
you
or
were
10.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember bits and pieces of it, but that was a long
Good old
time ago.
days. So is that definitely on that angle? You can see your head was like nice. It was probably 4 or 5 inches behind the midline.
Yep.
Really good.
A little tail to it.
All right, great. So we'll finish up. We're in front of the mound. He's just going to go to a leg lift, take 5 pitches, and in your leg lift, think about getting that outside of that front pocket. Make sure that gets to the hitter. And as you come down the mound, we're on flat ground, but as you come to the plate, right, just keep thinking about your hip leading you out and your head staying back.
And again, guys, you don't have to rush. Remember, it's quality over quantity, so if you need a second, take a second for yourself. Make sure you do it correctly. Notice I'm taking a lot of deep breaths.
Good job. 2 more. 2 more. And you guys, you can see from that angle, his head, as he gets really good staying back, his head is working right on that straight line on the cone. Really good.
A little weak on that one. Not too bad.
So let's take, can we take 2 more? And Vin, let me see you finish, see if you can pull off one. often so these guys can see the difference, right?
Sure.
So when you finish, see if you can get your head over here.
Okay.
All right?
That's not hard.
So with the drill, you can see how his head, he never really got out, right? And his head is way over here when he's done. In a game, that's eventually going to happen, but when you drill it, really important to stay online.
Yeah.
Okay? That's actually pretty good. We just need to show them. I just want to show them the difference between seeing it where you're online and you're not online.
Right.
And so all of our guys, right? So pitchers, there's not going to be any action going on for at least another 4 to 6 weeks.
Yep.
So right now, you don't need to throw bullpens in terms of the younger guys. Some of the older guys who are, recruiting, hopefully you guys are able to throw pens somehow, because college recruiting starts coming up and you want to be heated up. And so you should be hopefully throwing twice a week if you can. But the younger guys, I'd love you to just play catch. Start out by fieldless. The one thing about learning to stay back is it's a habit. And so most young pitchers love to rush. You get your upper half out too soon. The problem with that is that you get away from your arm and it's really hard to get the ball out front. In order to get the ball out front and make it spin properly, you have to keep your head back long enough. So you did a really good job with that.
Thank you. It's been a while.
Anything you want to throw in?
I mean, I get a lot of questions, pitching questions, especially from our middle school guys, like, how do I get my arm stronger? How do I throw more strikes? How do I do this? You just got to work on it, practice. There's no shortcuts. Remember that time when my mechanics changed?
Yes.
And then I had to refine my mechanics that were good. Takes a while. I mean, it took me 3 months, maybe even longer. It might have taken me 4 or 5. But the only way to fix it is you just got to do it every day. And when I say every day, if you can, every single day. That's the only way you get better.
All right, guys. Make sure to do your homework today. Everybody should be doing work right now. School is back in session. Make sure, try and get your drill work in, especially with the pitching. Towel drills can happen every day, 5 to 10 minutes. We're gonna go through at least 2 or 3 pitching workouts every week now. We're always gonna start with the towel, okay, and then work to the ball. But make sure you're getting your work in. Make sure you're respectful of your parents. Have a great day, guys.
Have a good one, guys.